Oh, you're muted. Are you needing to be muted? Okay. You're trying your headphones? Okay. Should I keep talking? Now? Is it better? Yay, good. Good.
Hi, Christine.
Hello.
Oh, I love your hair today.
Oh, thanks. I put some dry shampoo in it and brushed it. Are you impressed?
Like the color seems more vibrant. I love it.
No, thanks, but it's the same.
Good. Oh, okay. Yes. Looks good on you this
Thank
style.
you. Thank you.
Here.
Carmen is
Oh,
here and Hazel is getting on at the moment. Although neither are
hi,
there.
Hazel. Dear.
Hi.
Oh, it's so hot in my country right now, even
Is
if
it?
the air conditioning.
It's humid.
Yeah. Init man
Wait.
gali, dear.
Oh, yeah, it's hot.
So we're talking in our language.
You know
She asked
what?
me
I was just talking to my dad yesterday, and his best friend wants to move to the Philippines to marry some woman. And
Oh,
and so my
yeah.
dad was talking about going there with him because he doesn't want him to just move there and marry her without meeting her first, like in person.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was
We're
like,
so
"Oh,
hot
well,
here
I
right
have
now.
friends in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Maybe I should come at the same time, except for just to go visit you guys."
Yes, you
Yeah.
should come here.
That would be
We would love to have you here, Christine.
Yeah.
I know it would be wonderful.
We'll tour you around.
Yes.
Like it's so hot lately. I think it's a global warning because in Singapore, I had a friend, we had a call and it was also very hot there. I was like, oh my gosh, Lord, what's happening? And it's not even summer.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
how hot is it there for you? And I will look it up on my thing to see.
Um, let me check on the temperature. Sorry, yeah. The weather.
It's not 30 plus because last summer it's really bad.
Yeah, it's really
Almost
bad. Yeah.
50 Celsius. It's almost like 100 plus in Fahrenheit.
Oh yeah. But now it's like it's not summer, but it's hot. It's typically like typhoon season, but it's still
Yeah.
hot. So it's kind of a mystery to all of us.
I see.
You know, when starting to rain, that the weather will just suddenly drop and then it rains, something like that.
Yeah.
So, what is the temperature usually like there right now?
Normal is around 34
Mm,
to 7, but
hmm.
higher than that, it's for us it's quite hot. But I don't know, it depends
Yeah.
because some people they don't feel it, or some people. But yeah, but for me, it's yeah, it's like it's giving you the icky feeling of the humidity.
Yeah, it's really hot these days. Yeah.
I remember I spent a lot of time in Malaysia and Singapore when I was younger, and the humidity is totally different than at least where I live. Everywhere's different in
Yeah.
the United States too. So, like where Carmen
Mm,
lives, they have a lot more humidity than where I live.
I
Oh
see.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
So,
Texas, Arizona. Yeah, it's yeah warmer in there, I think.
Like where I live, it gets very, very hot, but it's usually more of a dry heat instead of such bad humidity. Of course, it depends
Mm.
on if it's been like right now, it's really humid because it's been thunderstorming a lot lately. But
Mm.
but usually it's not very humid. So it's easier, I feel like. I mean, I say that people still die, obviously, when it's that hot, but yeah, it's not that terrible. Hi, Myrna.
Hi, Myrna.
Hello.
Hello. Wonder where Pearl is. She's not usually late. I might send her
We
a
had a
message.
chat earlier. I think she's heading to the US, so I don't know if she's on a trip now.
Oh,
So
I knew
I'm
she
not sure.
was doing that, but I guess I didn't know when.
Yeah, same. I'm not sure if she's coming up or if it's today because she said she's gonna go to the US because we're supposed to have like a call or chat or video call, but yeah, let's wait.
Um, well, I just sent her a message, so we'll see. Ah, well, let's get started anyway, shall we? Okay. Well, how about very first thing, let's press into the heavenly classroom and see what's up. Okay. All right, let's do it. Okay, let's focus back here. Hi, Fair, by the way.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Fair.
All right. Well, let's get started. If you can share anything that you experienced just now, that would be awesome. How about Glee? You start.
Hi again. It's always when I'm engaging the heavenly heavenly class, there's always a lot going on. It's like I don't know why. Whenever I engage, especially this part, it's like a lot of things happening at the same time. So I'm like, I feel like it's because there's a lot of us, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, well, what I saw was like there's this very big banner and like presented inside in the middle of the class, and then and there's this Hebraic letters, very big banner, like white, almost like silver white. And then I don't understand what it is. So I'm like, okay. And then letting it be. And then there's all these like celebratory energy, if that's the right term. And then like, ooh, everyone's so like celebrating. And then specifically, I there's something being handed out to me. Like there's a being that I saw. It's a very small being, almost like fairy like. So I'm like, okay, what is this being? But it's like giving out to me some sort of like some sort of paper, and then I'm imprinting my thumb. So I don't know what that means. Like every page I'm imprinting my thumb. And I'm like, okay, so whatever this is in this class, maybe, or whatever I've learned is like sealed, if that's what I was getting. And it's also there's also like this because I'm seeing different kinds of things being given out to different people in the class. Like there's hats, and the other side, like for me, there's like a new garment, like I'm changing into a new garment. And so it signifies to me like there's another level that's been given to me because of the class, because of what took place, what I obeyed, and I'm continuously doing and obeying. And it really gave me this garment, change of garment. And to different people, it's like different kinds of things being given to them, as well as a representation of, honoring. But I'm just feeling a lot of like honoring and gratefulness in the heavenly class. It's like everyone's like grateful, the heavenly beings are so honored that we are in the class. It's just really what I'm sensing. It's like celebratory, like woo, it's like banner, and I'm like, okay, it's just a very happy, cheery, honoring kind of feeling. And then I saw a trumpet. It's like everyone's like do do do, like okay, it's like in the military when you just come back, like everyone's like celebrating you. I'm like, okay, everybody, all of us. So that's just what I'm getting so far. Yep.
That's awesome. Cool. All right. Would you nominate someone else, please?
Yes, sure. Oh, it's Hazel. Yes. Hazel.
Hello. I was like, I'm what do you call that? I'm still looking where are the buttons because I'm using phone. Anyway, um, yeah, my what I see is just like short, really. It's not really long, kind of vision. Um, as as I close my eyes, yeah, the it's like a row, parallel row, and it's just us. And like there's a teacher, but he's really tall and big. It's like when we are sitting, it's only like the part when I'm seeing is only like the half half chest and half waist, because he's like really tall, so that's the only thing I could see. And then there's like shelves on the right, and there's like maps and scrolls on the left. But this guy, I assume it's a teacher because he's like he kind of like the feeling it's like sort of like a professor or teacher. Um he's handing out paper, and also he's patting um like I saw he's patting Carmen, and while he's walking he's patting the shoulder. It's like giving the notion of like, yeah, you're okay or something like that. And it's weird because after that, I don't know, I'm not done yet eating eating in the realm. So I was like shifted into like um I'm I'm still in my table, but there's food. I don't know, maybe I'm not done yet. Maybe I'm not done yet eating in the realm. So it's like that's the only thing I saw. And then yeah, I just shifted to eating. So it's like it's kind of funny. That's why it's like I'm not distracted, but it's like sort of it give me a thought like why I shifted to eating. So yeah, that's all.
That's fun.
I'm nominating Myrna.
I when I actually went in there, I saw the classroom. Yeah, I saw a map in there. I saw lines on it and everything is really huge in the middle. And there was tons of fire coming down. And I was asking the Lord, what is that tons of fire? Would you allow us to go in to have these pillars of fire and to be purged? That word, to be more than what we are. That way we won't be in the outer room, we would be in the inner room. When actually the fire, it comes in, it actually will receive it. And then I saw papers coming down, and I saw the trumpet as well. I saw the trumpet, but I didn't hear it, but I seen it actually is being blown. So yeah, that's what I saw.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Who do you nominate, Myrna?
Carmen, can she talk?
Nope, she can't talk. So
Okay.
Carmen, if you have anything to share, put it in the chat box, okay? Okay.
And there's still Fair as well.
Fair, were you engaging with us?
I hopped on late, but I was engaging. It was I experienced some cleansing on my eye, my
Oh,
left eye in particular. Yeah,
that's cool.
that's all.
Nice. Okay. Well, it's interesting. Hazel, you were talking about this really large being who was a professor sort of thing. And I saw Arias, who is one of the teachers with me, Anyway, he is just like that. He is very huge like that. And anyway, he was kind of taking the lead to teach, especially the heavenly beings in our class today. So like what I am teaching, he's also simultaneously teaching, but from a different perspective. And so anyway, I saw that he was doing that. And I really do believe that everybody here is moving to the next level. In fact, you need to really ask the Lord about this. Remember, today is our last class for the summer session. I know that you aren't all in summer, but we're in summer here in the States, so I counted the summer session. But anyway, we're ending the summer session today, but we will start the fall session. So you guys are welcome to graduate to Ministry 201, and that will start September 1st. So just in a couple weeks. Okay, so only 1 week off. I can't even believe it. I never just take 1 week off, but the Lord said we need to start September 1st. So we're starting September 1st. So I know that, you know, you're getting new garments and hats and all sorts of things. And I really do believe that the Lord is bringing you to a new level. And that's part of moving to the next level, is just receiving what he has for you. Even if you don't understand it. And like, I don't know if Fair knew what her cleansing of her eye was about, but you might get cleansing like this and still have no idea why or what, but it happens. The same thing, even, you know, several of you saw some sort of celebratory things going on. And you're like, I don't understand what this is. But there is celebration happening. And it's celebration because you're moving to a new level. And everyone in this school is moving to a new level. Even Myrna, who has finished, is moving to a new level. That's the cool thing about what happens, is that we still move on to the next level, even if we have, quote, finished, because we're never truly finished. That's the truth. We're never truly finished. We are always moving on and always moving forward. And so, I mean, it's like that for me. I still am always moving forward and always having a new level. And I don't always understand the new level. And sometimes I'm like, this doesn't feel like a new level. But what the Lord does is things shift and we go into our next season. And that's how it works. And it's wonderful. So I'll just let you know the Ministry 201 class next semester will be at the same time. Okay. So for you guys, it'll be the exact same time. We will go through a fall time change, like in October, I think, or November. I can't really remember, but I'll let you guys know about all that. But it's always a little weird when the time changes. I'm just going to warn you, but at least it will start at the same time as it has been. Okay. So that's cool. And Fair, for you, Fair's going to be in Ministry 301. And that is going to be at 1 p.m. Central. Okay. Just so you know. But I'm excited for what's going on. Today, we're going to be talking about starting from victory. But first, I would like if you guys would share any kind of homework you did this week. So if you could share anything that you experienced. I got 2 people, both who aren't here, Trisha and Pearl, who had me meet with their scribes for their homework. But if you guys could share yours, that would be awesome. So how about Hazel? Can you start?
Yeah. Actually, really this past week, because aside from doing homework, also on a personal level, I did the 7-day water fast. And it's really like a huge change in my life. Like, you know, I took Christine's advice and as well as the Lord's prompting and teaching. It's like when it regards to the body and also with the spirit, I learned to align them. And it's like I don't know, because I don't have words for it. I'm still processing it. Like, you know, I just broke the fast today, so it's like I'm still processing each day what the Lord had been ministering and also teaching. And also he's like saying that if you submit to him, he will wire you according to what he made you love. And it's like so amazing that there's a lot of things that he showed me that I think it has time for it to burst out, or there's like perfect timing for it, but I know it's there. It's like a lot of it's sort of like he's building you with things that it will make you understand as it goes along the way. And for the strength, really, I learned to rely on him. That, it's true that I heard someone teach us that in every day there's like 60,000 thoughts that coming into your brain, and 10% of it is, I mean, 10% is yours and the rest is not yours. So it's like, in the first 3 days, it's like, I'm even told the Lord that, oh, how can I concentrate on the prayer, on the meditation? I literally spent 3 days battling with cravings, with food or whatever. So it's like I just really catch up on the 4 day, fourth until the end, because it's like 3 days is really battling mentally, like a lot of things. But I there's like the only thing I could say is like the moment you surrender, like to the point that you don't really rely on yourself, you're at a point that you're not depressingly low. You allow yourself that the Lord take over, just like literally surrender. He will work on your behalf. And it's like, I don't know, it's just so amazing that I don't have words for it yet to describe it. But I'm not advocating this to do this to whatever, but if it's led by the Lord, it's really nice to try, because it will dynamically change you in I don't know what kind of, it's just that I don't have words to describe it for now, but I'm processing it, and I'll be making a little short story about it, so to encourage others to do it, and it's just amazing. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Who do you nominate to go next?
Oh yeah, is Fair? Are you okay to
Well,
speak up?
she is,
Yeah.
but she wouldn't be doing the homework. So how about let's go with Glee since Carmen can't talk for now. Is that cool?
Yeah, Glee. It's your
Okay.
turn, dear. Huh? I nominate
Oh,
you, Glee. Sorry,
you're
we can't.
I forgot to unmute. Sorry. Okay. So I was telling that just a while back that I wasn't really able to engage further this past few days. But I mean, sorry, with the homework. I was able to engage, but not with the homework until yesterday. So when I look at it, though, it resonates to what I was going through this week. That's the funny thing. That's the amazing thing, because the homework is also related to what I was doing this week. But when homework 10 about the spiritual antennas. Um, to look, I was able to minister to a friend. I think Hazel knows about this as well. With our friend, and she has Bell's palsy. She has half of her face is paralyzed,
yeah.
but it's curable so far. But I really don't, tell someone anything unless the Lord tells me. But this time I had to. It's like you have to do it this time. And I feel like, because it feels like I was going against something if I tell it to her, because she's so devoted to what she's doing, her lifestyle, everything, even her church, it's like very, very devoted. But it's the what the Lord is really leading me to say is really something against what she's doing, what she's currently doing. So I'm like, how can I do this? I'm like, oneness with Yeshua with my heart spirit. And I feel I kind of have this religious fears as well, because I experienced a lot of religious persecutions in the past. So it's something the Lord really dealt me with for the past few months to really heal and remove all this fear and terror. So I really told her about it, and because God was really prompting me to say it. And this experience is really different this time, because it's like, the oneness with the mind and heart of Yeshua. While I'm talking to her, it's like, Yeshua, you will have to be the one to take over. So everything I say pierces over, and she's like, everything resonates with her. I even ask her. I mean, when I even talked to Hazel about this because we know this person, and I told her, okay, if you really go deep within God, what is it that you and God really want to do compared to what you're doing right now? So it's like I'm really giving her this kind of like check, and but from the lens of where Yeshua, not just me or my observation, but really from the oneness with the mind and heart of Yeshua. So that was something, because it's been years that she's doing that, and it's the first time I really spoke about it, like very fervently, like very like an emergency thing, because it's like affecting all aspects of her health. It's like her body is betraying everything that she's saying yes to, when in fact she shouldn't.
Yeah.
But anyway, now for the ministry, the work homework 11, which describes about attuning your spiritual senses to creation. I've always been subconsciously doing this because I'm a nature girl. So, but this week I haven't. Well, earlier I kind of like engaged with the trees outside, outside my house. Hazel knows about this because I always talk to her. Oh, Hazel, you know what? This tree has like some heavenly la 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 heavenly portal, and we would be like, oh yeah, I feel that too. So it's like earlier I was like, okay, trees, what are you doing? Can I engage with your spirits? And like, there's this one tree outside my house. It's just always like not just guarding, but always like rooting for my house or me. It's like, oh, do they know about this? So it's like kind of interesting. And there's another tree out there which because I that tree has been something I've always discerned, has some portal, like angelic portal. It Whenever I try to come to that, it's like I'm always getting these goosebumps and always getting this, like, oh, good feelings. And I'm always praying for that portal wherever in that tree is, like to always be an angelic portal, not, on the other side. So it's like I want to engage more on that, and even on the animals and all these things. So I haven't had time to engage with a partner for this one, but yeah, I think me and Pro will do this because we kind of talk about it for this one. So far that's what I'm getting. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks. Carmen, is there anything that you can share in the chat about what you experienced this week with homework? No. Okay. That's fine. All right. Okay. All right. So, how about let's shift gears a little bit. Okay. And so this week you're not going to have homework because it's the end of the semester. Okay. So if you feel like you need to kind of go back and dig more into that stuff, then still meet with a partner, do whatever you need to do, because the point is growth, not just getting this stuff done. Okay. And you really want to get as much as you can out of this. I just want to emphasize that. This semester that you guys have had, your very first one, I hope you have grown. I want you to, if you continue on, which I believe all of you are supposed to, but you just need to ask the Lord. But if you continue on, I want you to really be intentional about making it a priority. Now, the Lord leads your priorities. I know that. But I really know that if he's leading you to this, that he is leading you deeper than you have gone so far. Okay. And I'm just being like kind of transparent and honest here. I can see how you haven't gone as deep as you can. And that I'm not dissing you for that, because you've each had great growth in different areas. But I know that there's a lot more for you. And so I do want you, that's why I am fairly certain you're supposed to continue on, is because I know that there's more that you're supposed to get to, you know? And so please make it a priority and make it something that it's not just another thing you do, but this is something that is like life changing. This can change your whole life. And it's really because you are diving into new places, new dimensions, new revelation, all of that with the Lord, new intimacy. You know, one of the things we have talked about, we had one session on rest. Do you remember? Rest is so important. When we rest, we need to rest in Him. Some of you are getting that really wonderfully. Others need more practice. I'm a need more practice person. Okay. I rest in Him absolutely, but I don't do it as much as I really need it. And one of the things that okay, so I have a good friend who is going through some major struggles right now. And I love her and I would take her out of these struggles in a second. We engage together about it. And sometimes it feels like things are not moving forward in her healing process. And in some ways, she's had tremendous healing, and then other ways, no healing at all. And, yesterday was Sabbath, was Shabbat for me. And if you remember, the Lord has told me to really protect my Sabbath because I have to have a time that is recharging with Him, and it is only resting in Him, and it's not ministering to a million other people. And yesterday, this friend of mine asked me and a couple other friends of ours if any of us could go over and help her at her house. And let me just say, she doesn't ask for help very much. She's a person, I mean, we know these people, we might be these people that we don't really ask for help very much. And she's like that. So when she asked, immediately I'm like, oh, I got to figure out a way to go help. And the Lord just said to me, I need you to prioritize resting in me. And it was hard for me because I love her dearly. And I, of course, want to be there for her, and I want to help her, and I want to love her and all the things. But the Lord made it really clear that I can't help others if I am not grounded and rooted in Him well. And so it's very important that you take this time, this next week. We don't have class, right? I want you to be intentional about resting in Him. Okay. So of course you don't have to do it all week long, but at least the time that you would be in class, take some actual time and do whatever you need to do. If you need to worship or whatever you got to do to get into that resting place with the Lord. That isn't just resting and sleeping. It's actually resting in Him, having a relationship with Him in intimacy. That is the most important thing. And so I want you to prioritize that, because part of this, I mean, actually all of this class is about functioning as kings and priests. And we cannot function as kings and priests if we don't find our resting place in the Lord. Because when you are at the top like a king and you are in charge of everything, you don't have people to lean on. Right? There are people who might wash your feet or something, but when it comes to leading, you have to lean only on the Lord. The King of Kings is who we have to lean on when we are king. And so you have to know that that's what you got to do. Now, today I told you we're talking about starting from victory. Let me just ask, is there anyone here, Fair, Myrna, Glee, Hazel, Carmen, is there anyone here who has had struggles this week? Raise your hand if
Me.
you have.
Double hands.
Double hands. Okay. So, one of the things that we have a tendency to do as kings and as priests is walk it alone and struggle and not really let each other know about struggles, because we want to be the strong ones and we want to be the ones who deal with it, and we are good enough. That's what we tell ourselves. Okay. Let me just tell you, everyone goes through this, but it is not the Acts 4:32 way. Okay, do you remember that I told you at the very beginning of class about 4:32, Acts 4:32, and it's about everyone shared together as any had need. Why this week has no one shared their needs with each other if we are supposed to be Acts 4:32 people? Have you been going through financial stuff? Have you been going through health stuff? Have you been going through weird abuse stuff? What has been going on that you have not shared? I want you to think about it. What happens when you don't share? Okay, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. I'm just going to tell you what happens if you don't share. Okay, if you don't share, you do not allow anyone else to come alongside you and be a blessing to you, to be a priest to you. Right? Let me ask you, if I had a need that you could fill, would you be excited to fill my need for me? Of course you would.
Yes.
You'd be like, I want to
Super,
help. Let me help. Right? I'm the same, of course. If you have a need, I'm like, let me help. Let me be the one to help. If I can do it. Now, I don't have that many skills, but I have some skills. And if I have any skills that help, I want to help. Right? And it's the same with everyone here. We all are those people, or we wouldn't be here. And so we need the opportunity to be a blessing. If each one of us needed a different blessing this week, which if we all had need, we all have need for blessing, right? And it might be different than everybody else's. We should be sharing these needs with one another so that we can help fill the needs. And every time you have a need, you always think, oh no, it's bigger than everyone else's. Everyone always thinks this. You think that, I mean, I think this. And I'm like, no, I can't. It's bigger than everybody else's. I can't share that. This has to be only for me. I can't burden anyone else. Right? How many times have you gone through some sort of thing and, oh, it's some major witchcraft attack, and you're like, oh, nobody's going to understand that. Okay. Everyone in this class understands. Everybody here has been through crap like that.
super.
Everybody has. You may not even know it. You're probably thinking, no, wait, I thought I was the only one. Really, this is common to all of us. We have all been through health stuff. We have all been through stretching and fasting. You know, we've all been through these things, and it's always different, but it is also very similar. And so one of the things I love is, do you know Do you remember the story of Moses and when Miriam and Aaron had to hold his arms up? This is Moses. Moses, the guy who like was the biggest leader of all time. Okay, we can probably say he's the biggest leader in the Bible. He needed someone to help him hold his hands up when he was getting weak in order for the people to be served by the Lord. He needed help. If he needs help, we can allow each other to hold our arms up. So, what I would like us to start from, because if we are talking about starting from victory, we have to understand the tools we have for victory. Our biggest tools are one another. It's us, and it's every tool the Lord has given us. These tools are not just flaming swords, which they are that too, but all of the heavenly beings in our class. All of these heavenly beings are also just as important as our tools. We're all in this together. And if we don't share our need, we don't have what we need. Even the Lord, Yeshua, when he taught us to pray, give us today our daily bread. Give us what I need. Give me what I need, Lord. This is what he's saying. So we need to do this. Okay. So I want to give you an opportunity for the next few minutes. I want you to share some way that you have need. Okay. And Carmen, you can type it in the chat box if you want. Okay. I want you guys to share some need that you have. Okay. So think about it for just a couple minutes. I also want to just recommend to you that you are more vulnerable than you plan to be. Okay? So try to be more vulnerable than you have been or you're comfortable doing even. All right. May I have a volunteer, please?
I can volunteer.
Yeah, you will. Thanks, Glee.
Yeah, I think my need is kind of like many people probably know it, but I'm still gonna say it. um, yeah, it's I think mostly what I would say is like comfort. I've always feel lonely these days. To be honest, like yeah, I think a lot of people go through this, like this kind of mental attacks, mind attacks, and the loneliness that comes with it. I know Fair could understand. I think she opened up to me about this before. But sometimes it's kind of like shameful to like keep telling people about the same kind of attacks, or not just the same kind of attacks, like kind of, oh, there's a lizard. Sorry. And like yeah, like my mental health stuff. And yeah, I know Fair understands this. Like some of the things sometimes I it's kind of shameful to share about the things that I'm feeling, I'm seeing sometimes. And it feels lonely. It really feels so, so lonely. And to the point that I don't want to go out of the house. Yeah, I don't want to, like I just want to be alone. Where in fact I feel like God also wanted me to be alone, but at the same time, like literally alone, like alone at home. So I kind of really need some, maybe some sort of someone to not really just talk to, or like someone who could really understand or pray for me, like just understand. I think it's just the understanding. Because even my family, they don't really understand the depths of what I'm going through, because it's also spiritual at the same time. Like I really feel so lonely in my mind. Like I even tell my psychologist that, like, just to talk therapy, like the people are just outside, they're there, family's there to help. I can eat, I have a lot of things to be grateful for, but there no one is inside here. You know what I mean? Like no one is in here. They're just there, but no one is in here. So it's like I think more of a lonely kind of feeling. And I just need the, like, people who can understand for sure, like, or just people who maybe like just can tell you that it's valid, because I always feel invalidated, like no one, especially in my family, you just, it's always being bypassed. So it's like, and like people just, you just don't want to repeat the same kind of things over and over again. That's why maybe people just shut off, because it's like sometimes shameful to, like, it still keeps happening. So why would I say it? Why would I tell people? But it's just that thing. And also, another thing is, like, of course, I haven't been resting. Like literally, I'm so good at resting, Christine, to the point I'm really resting. To the point where I'm not working at all. So it's like I really need a lot of, I'm like, these days I have a lot of things I wanted to start off, but I don't have the capital to. So it's more of financial capital. It's not really that big, but my mother is the one supporting me. I don't want to burden her with a lot of these things that, oh, it's just what the Lord wanted me to do. So it's like, I'm like, okay, God, I'm praying for, yeah, I really need like something to start off with, another journey that God wants me to show. So I'm like praying for financial opportunity for that. So I think that's what I really need right now, the understanding, the comfort, and the financial capital for what I'm gonna start again. So yeah, that's the need I had, especially these past few weeks. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank
Yes.
you for sharing that. How about let's take a moment and let's engage over glee for these things.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Thank you. if there's anything that you can share with Glee about what you were getting, I see that Fair already put something in the chat. And so you might read that, Glee.
Can I share on that a little bit?
Of course, go ahead.
So, you know how much I despise spiritual devices because I have had the demonic end of it. It was weird for the Lord to say that He's giving Glee some spiritual device to help her, and it's helping with perception. And there is a newness that is also being released. Glee, I saw that it's like some heavenly. I would say it's like a facial like thing, but it's providing a newness. It's, oh, thank you, Lord, a brilliance. And I don't use that word, so I know it's not me. It's a brilliance that's coming.
That's awesome. Thanks, Fair. All right.
Thanks, Fair.
Does anyone else have anything they'd like to share?
Me.
Okay. Go.
Actually, while engaging for her, I saw her really lay flat on the Lord's lap, and I could see like it's a process thing for you, but also the Lord is preparing you for a new season. I know you savor this opportunity, and you know the times that you can spend a lot of times at the same time. It's healing, it's renewing, it's a lot of new things for you this season. And I see you breaking through mentally, like the Lord will just, I could see like a new brain on you to the point that um it will be replaced the moment, and as long as you know you submit to the process, or you submit, I heard the word yielding, as you yield. So yeah, I think that's a very you know, like a root word for you, that you yield. So as you yield, all those things that the Lord is preparing for you will come to pass one by one. Or yeah, because it's a process as well. Because there's a lot of things that it's reconstructing. The Lord is reconstructing you, soul, body, and spirit. My soul, mind, body, and spirit in all aspects of your life. Yeah.
Thanks, Hazel. Dear.
Right. Anything else you want to share, guys? Okay, well, I want to share one last thing. So I saw that specifically I was seeing stuff for new business stuff for you. You know, we talked about that this week. The Lord showed me that you are getting overwhelmed because you're thinking too big picture, which is interesting. But what he showed me you really need to do is like ask for the specific things you need. Literally, like fairy wings, write it down. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you understand what I'm saying. Like you need to write these things down of your individual needs that he is showing you. And he will provide these things without needing. So for you, you're seeing big picture. I need a lot of finances to make this happen. But actually, it's not true. You need specific things. And these things can be provided even free, borrowed, all sorts of things. You'll need more than that, I know, for some things, but write down specifically, I need website stuff or whatever it is that you need. Like you need to put your needs before the Lord, just like asking for your daily bread. And so he showed me that these individual beings who are assigned to you for these things, that you will need to ask specifically for those things at different times throughout this journey. So you'll see one being and you need to ask for the things you need that line up with this being. Do you know what I'm saying? And then later you'll have to ask for other things. But
Right.
this is part of your journey. And so anyway, I just want to let you know that.
I think I need that, Christine. Yeah, because I feel like everything's being like um changed, like the way I know how to do work and business. You know what I mean? I know you now know what I mean. Like everything's the things that I'm learning is really being like before you have to have some capital first, and then or you have to have something first before you can start. But the way God is making it, this is really different. It's like, oh, how shall I start? So I think that's why I feel kind of hopeless sometimes, because I don't know how it works, and I have never engaged it that much. So thank you, Christine. That really lightened me up as well.
Good.
Whew.
That was all the Lord. I didn't come up with that. So you know
It feels
exactly what you
relieving
needed.
actually, because I've never thought of that way.
Well, I could tell.
Yeah.
It's interesting because he was showing me how, this overwhelming feeling of I need this capital and all of that
Yeah.
is getting you
Yeah.
frozen. Um,
I know.
and
Mm,
so just showing you that you need just these tiny pieces, that
mm,
it's like tearing off the stuff
the
that's making
veil.
you
Yeah.
freeze. And
I
so
know.
it's just going to make you be able to take a little step and take another little step, and everything all of a sudden will snowball. So
Yeah,
it's very cool.
exactly. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it so much. Yes. I love you all.
Love you too.
Love you too.
Okay. I saw that Carmen put in the chat box her needs. And so I'm going to read them out loud. She said, family, total restoration and restitution, husband, major controlling, son, homeless, husband not wanting him here, work stress. And then she said, I can't text when he's near. So, yeah, I say, let's engage for her. Can we do that?
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat the son part? I haven't really. Yeah.
Sure. Her son is homeless and her husband doesn't want him like at their house or anything like that. And it's a difficult situation. There needs to be restoration and everything. Yeah. So her husband is quite controlling, and I'm just going to say this because I know he can't hear me. Her husband is quite controlling and abusive, and like this to seems like the whole family, but at least to her son who is homeless, especially, and to her. And so I think it's important, though her husband has made improvements, which have been amazing. It has been really awesome, actually. Still, there's restoration that needs to happen in the family. And so if we can pray over her for that, that would be awesome. Let's just engage together and see if the Lord shows us anything. Okay. Okay. I saw Fair put some things in the chat that were wonderful. So I don't know if you can read them. I might read it out loud. Or Fair, do you want to expand on any of that?
Yeah, but give me a minute. A train is going by. Remember, I'm in the country.
We can't hear it, so it's okay.
Oh, you're good. Okay. So, in short, for Carmen specifically, I saw that you need to just practice. Please give my throat. Can you hear it now? Yeah.
Yes, barely. Yes, but you
Okay, good.
override it, so it's okay.
All right. So you need to just wrap yourself in the Lord. I just kept seeing you just becoming enmeshed in Him. It kind of reminds me of what I attempt to do when I am experiencing witchcraft attacks, to try to get some of the stuff off. I oftentimes just envision myself stepping into the Lord and things pop off. But with you, as you, is something wrong with this crazy cat? And but with you, it will be an enmeshing of your heart, and you'll feel that you're like fine-tuned emotionally. And so it'll give you the ability to withstand until the Lord removes that. But in respect to your son, as Christine was talking, I just saw an angel just heading that way in order to really help your son. And then there was like this one super hyped angel, like a super motivator to help your son get on the right path. And also coins was being released, and it was really good. So I see that there are heavenly beings that surrounding your son to really help him. And that's all.
Yay, thanks, Fair. Hazel, you want to go next? You're muted.
Oh yeah, sorry. While engaging for Carmen, I saw that the Lord is reminding you. Actually, the Lord is like telling you you're equipped. You have all the tools. As you know, position yourself. Um, and also the Lord is asking you is like, is there anything that's hard for me? So that's the basically like the main question from the Lord there. Is there anything too hard for me? And also it's like with men it's impossible, but with me it's possible. And I also saw like, yeah, as Fair has also seen that there's also financial help for your son. Because you're like, I know in your heart you're crying to the Lord that, Lord, I wanted to do this as a mother. I felt this for my son, but I cannot do anything right now because of this, of that. But the Lord is just like, yeah, you're not limited. You have all the tools, and you have the authority to declare and decree all the good that whatever your son needs or your husband needs. Just because I do believe in what we keep on saying, like the power of our tongue and in what's coming out in our mouth is that what we attract or what we call forth. So in your authority and in positioning yourself as a mom, and also like, you know, you wanted things to with partnering to the Lord, you are standing in authority to pull down the strongholds that's trying to disrupt you. And the Lord is saying you're fully equipped, and you got all the tools. You just, you know, just confidently because yeah, I've partnered with Carmen before. I mean, like while she's praying, I'm all the time I'm having goosebumps. It's like so powerful. So I know you could do it. Yeah, and blessing.
Go ahead, Glee.
Yes, so I was seeing more of the husband, because I saw this, the boxing gloves, there's like he's punching the wall and the wall crumbled. So the more he tries to like punch and be, I don't know what's the right term, like be that kind of energy, the punching energy. He will, when the wall crumbles down, I do see this. Maybe there's that whatever entity that is, but that's maybe making or connected to that. But I do see a sniper angel, like, and I see the sniper. It's like it hit. There's an arrow instead of a gun that hits the heart of your husband, and it just melts into compassion. It's like the more he does that, that term. The more how do I call this? Like, it's the kindness of God that leads us to repentance. I don't know. It's like the more you sin, the more you do bad things, and then you encounter God, the more you just fall in love with Him, and like your heart just melts. Because I do get that's the I don't know if that's the worst that He has done, but the more He does that, the more like he comes closer to God for some reason. It's just okay. It's like time is up. I'm just getting that maybe right now it's like the worst, but it's just it's like a breakthrough, because the more he does that, the more there's like, okay, it's time is up, pack. And then his heart is like, I see the arrow, and it's like, and he does that like, ugh, ugh, and like it's good. I feel the compassion like just running over. So yeah, I hope that encourages you. It's just, maybe you think maybe it's like the worst, or if it gets worse, it's just the beginning of something. It's what I'm getting. So yeah, compassionate heart for him. I pray that for him as well. Yeah.
Thanks. Okay. We might need to move on. Is that correct? Well, I think it's probably not a good time right now. Okay. I want to come back, so I will probably message privately, and anyone else who has another word for her, let's message privately, maybe on Signal. Okay. Anything else that we have for her right now? Okay. Because I do too. So, let's keep going. Okay. Yeah. It may not be an easy time. All right. Would anyone else like to share any needs that you have? How about Hazel? Let's start with you. If you have any needs that you want to share.
Oh yeah, with me, just the same, like, with the lump on my left. But I know the Lord is like have um it doesn't bother me anymore, because I know that it has I already dealt with it, but a prayer could definitely help, more likely. But yeah, um it's all good. The Lord has been good, and yeah, just want to share that what I get also from the fast is like, I mean, I never thought that I would really realize this, but I really had a huge realization that how, sometimes I would question the Lord about the scriptures, or, oh, what does it mean by this, that how can how can we still praise you during this time, blah blah blah. But then actually, when you are really in time of need, you will do that, because to the point that you got nothing. Like, aside from, I'm so blessed with having you guys, like, heart, like-minded, like-hearted and everything. But yeah, it's different when we solely rely on the Lord. But yeah, uh that's what my request, or like sharing my need is, just additional boosting in prayer for this love. But I know the Lord will do its job. Yeah.
Would you mind showing everyone what you're talking about?
Oh yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Glee would know this, because yeah, I'm always at the house. And Christine said like, "Oh yeah, I didn't know you had that." Because I always have my hair down, but actually I have a lump here, and it's like I got this since 2005, and I had it removed twice. So that's why I'm really battling it with the Lord, or like, yeah, I already had this in court, and there's like a verdict to this. So yeah, I booked with Christine, and she said like, oh yeah, I have to come back and tell the father that there's a contempt of court, or why is it that there's a verdict but there's nothing happening. So it's like I had this since 2005, and finally, like, it's kind of my fault, because I've been like not really stepping into it, or like I just so accustomed to this, or I feels like, oh yeah, it's just there, whatever. But sometimes I would feel conscious and stuff, and then I just came through a realization that I had this removed twice. So it's like, okay, I'm kind of having low trust to the medical thingy, or to the medical area. So it's like, why not, I just completely give this to the Lord, because the impossible belongs to the Lord. It's not, it's not in the medicine or whatever. It's not that I condone medicine, but I'm like, putting your trust in them twice, nothing happened. But giving it to the Lord is another level. So yeah, I did. That's also the purpose of my fasting, because I like really sought it out to the Lord. And I had few dreams. I had few dreams that it's gone. And so I'm just waiting for the perfect timing of the Lord, with its perfect time. And I know I will be also contending this, because yeah, honestly, I didn't really confront it the way I should confront it, this demon behind this, or whatever you call that. It's like a bad cell or a demonic thing or whatever. But I did everything. I did the cleansing, I did the blood work, bloodline and everything. But yeah, it really needs to be set down. And yeah, just a little boosting in prayer, or yeah, whatever you see. Because also Myrna didn't know that I had this, or I think I already shared when I partnered with her before, and she also saw that the Lord is touching this, and it's like um dealing with this as well. So I believe that it has its time. And you just need to be confronted. Yeah.
I want to say something that actually is part of the teaching, but it just goes right along with what you're talking about. You know, we were just talking about Moses. Also, do you remember when they were wandering in the desert for way the heck too long because they were moaning and complaining, right? And so it took them way longer, way longer than it should have. But then they got to the place finally where the promised land was. And they sent the spies out to see, what is the land like? Is this really the promised land? And they all came back with these amazing and grim reports about, oh my gosh, it's this land flowing with milk and honey. It's the best ever. This is exactly what the Lord has promised us. But it is impossible for us to take because they are way too strong and all of the stuff, right? There were two, Joshua and Caleb, only two out of all of them, who came back and said, oh, this is no big deal. The Lord said it's ours, so we have the victory. We can do this. And everybody else was like, no way, we can't do this. And those who said that they couldn't do it and that it was impossible died in the desert. They literally all died in the desert. As a man thinketh, so he is. The two who said, no, we can do this. As for me and my house, I will serve the Lord. Anyone who wants to come along, come with us. And everyone who started from victory had the victory because it was in the Lord. And what you said is, I already put my trust in man, in the natural. In the natural, it looks impossible, but the impossible is for God. And he's the one who gives us the victory. And if he said that you will have the victory, then you will. Right? And so what you were saying is just absolutely right on. And that is the entire point of today's class, is starting from victory. Because if we start from a place of defeat, we will be defeated. If we start from a place of victory, we will have the victory. Okay, on a totally natural front, I used to tell this to my business team. Okay. So I had a team, and one of the things that I had a business mentor of mine who said to me, well, at the very beginning, when I started this one business, and he's this millionaire, so I was like, tell me what I need to know. Like, what would your one piece of advice be in this business? And he told me, we build this business from event to event. Commit to never missing an event and to bring as many people with you as possible. So I was like, okay, seems pretty easy. And so what I decided to do was be at every event. Okay, so I decided I would be at every event. I also made this decision before I ever had any money. Okay. So could I make it to these events in different states, which, I suppose in the Philippines, you might be like, different state, that's no big deal. But here it's a long way to a different state. Okay. So it's like going to, 3 countries away is what I'm doing. Okay. So anyway, okay, I have to figure out a way to get there. I have to figure out hotel stays. I have to figure out ticket costs. I have to figure out food, all these things. It's and I'm poor because I haven't made any money in the business yet. But I decided, okay, I'm going to do what he said. And so I'm going to be at the event. Do I know how I'm going to be at the event? No, but I know I will. So I'm starting with a mindset of that's what I'm going to do. How it will happen is in God's hands. Okay. And I will do whatever it takes to make it happen as long as the Lord is leading me. And every time I said, if the Lord has me not go, of course I won't go. But I will plan on going unless the Lord says otherwise. And every single time I had people who would go, oh, I don't know if I can go. I can't commit because I don't know what will happen by then. And you know what? In my mind, that was a weak mindset because they're just trying to figure out if it'll happen. If you try to figure out if it'll happen, it won't happen. If you decide that it will happen, it will happen. And if the Lord has decided that it will happen, it will happen. We have to stand on what he has decided. And so if the Lord has told you something like you have healing in your neck, or you have this business that I'm calling you to do, or your son is being restored, whatever the Lord has said, we have to stand on it, believe for it, plan for it, not wonder if it's going to happen. We're planning for it to happen. We don't understand how it'll happen, but we are planning that it will happen. And so we have to move like it's happening because we believe the Lord. We're starting from victory, not from defeat. Right. And so with Hazel, she already knows the Lord has promised her in the courts, has already shown her in dreams that she's healed. So let's just engage real quick over Hazel and see if there's anything else that the Lord is showing us that is for her victory. Okay. Thank you. All right. I see Fair's already been sharing again. Thank you for doing that. Is there anything, Fair, you want to expand on besides what you said in the chat?
Yeah, so initially I thought that I could do something, being that in the spirit I'm able to do quote unquote like surgery. And then the angel's like, nope, you don't have authority. You don't have authority over that. And so then I started to see that spirit that was behind it. It was like that red, this large red dragon. And then I started to just like hypothesize, like, why is it still there? And then I heard an angel say, well, sometimes they have the right to try your faith. And I was like, oh. So then I went on and I said, well, what can we do? And then I saw like as Hazel continued to stand, the spirit gets smaller and smaller and it would be kicked off. But for the actual growth in the heavenlies, there's like the light of Christ that's illuminating over it, and it's being and a bandage covering it. So continue to engage Jesus and in his light. It'll help.
Wow.
That's all.
Awesome. Thanks. Oh, this is cool. Hazel just said, I saw Jesus touching my face gently, and as he touched, he also was crushing the mass out. That's cool. Okay. Anyone else want to share? Glee, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, me and Hazel are always together, so yeah. But because I think we've never engaged this, dear. I'm not sure, right? Together. I'm not sure. So I mean the lump part. So I was engaging and I saw, I think it also resonates with some kind of what Fair was seeing. I saw this like there's also an entity, but it's like in this area, and then it's like it's like the one producing some squeeze, not squeeze, sorry, what's the right term, like stuff. And I was like, okay, Lord, what is this? It's like here in the, maybe that's why sometimes you have a hard time with, especially when it comes to speaking your truth as well, because of this. But anyway, I was asking the Lord, and it's like I heard it's also bloodline related. So I think um we will engage more about that soon when we get together. As I believe I also see that for some reason, maybe with you. So we'll wait for that time soon. We'll see each other again anyway. So yeah. Just that's just the highlight of what I was seeing. So yeah.
Cool.
And more and more and more blessings for sure. God is squeezing it out as the roots are being dealt with. Yep, deeply. Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome. Anyone else get anything?
One last thing, I wasn't going to share this because it's so kind of like childlike, but oftentimes when my spirit woman is doing things in the spirit to try to cause healing, I hear the song um, from an old movie that I watched. This anything is possible, something with only if you believe. And so I really sense she's doing something. And she's really, really super nice. She's really super nice. Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else. As I was engaging, the Lord was just like saying, "You've already gotten a lot for her on this," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was like nothing else, Chris. And so I wasn't able to see anything else. Um, Oh, it's your 51st anniversary? Okay. Sorry. So just so you know, it's Carmen's 51st anniversary, and she's being encouraged to leave to go celebrate. So it's okay. That's cool. All right. Well, how about I would love to hear also from Myrna and Fair, but I want to tell you one thing just in case we run out of time because we have 20 minutes left. I want to make sure that everyone, as you are engaging over other people, we've talked about this a little. I don't think I've talked to you guys about this in depth yet, but it's important, especially just we're doing it now. But when you do this and you minister over different people, you enter into oneness with them, right? I mean, that's what I'm doing. When I'm engaging over you, I'm entering into oneness with you. And when you are led to do this, you need to make sure that you also release them back to the Father when you're finished. So you're not taking on their junk, because it's like creating a soul tie. Okay. Now, this is a godly soul tie, a good soul tie, but it becomes an ungodly soul tie if you continue to have this connection without being intentionally connected in the spirit. Okay. So, what we do is we just release, like I'm going to do this with Hazel right now. I'm going to do this with Carmen right now. I'm going to do this with Glee right now. I'm just releasing you back to the Father so that you're in his hands, not in my hands. And he is able to take care of you exactly as you need. Okay. All right. So I just want you to make sure that that's something that you do every time you engage over other people and you enter into oneness, especially for us empaths who tend to pick up other people's stuff. Okay, we need to make sure that we are consistently releasing people's stuff back to the Father. Otherwise, we take on all their junk and we wonder what's wrong with us and why we're in a funk or why we're having health issues or what's happening. It's because we take on other people's stuff by accident. And so let's just be intentional about releasing people's energy, people's junk, even people's wonderfulness back to the Lord so that he can really take care of them. What happens to us not only happens to us, but if we stay connected in this kind of ungodly way, then what happens is the other person who we've been ministering to doesn't get their full healing either. And so we really want to make sure that we release everyone back to the Father. Okay. Okay. How about Fair? Would you be willing to share any of your needs?
I will, and I'm gonna try to do it in small amount of time.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys know, I have had the displeasure of experiencing a lot of witchcraft attacks. Well, it has come to our awareness that uh, I'm in a targeted individual program, and it was created by this guy that I knew from, I would say, since high school. Um, and so they were trying to, I guess, turn me to witch, to make me become witchy. And it has been very, very challenging as they use just different strategies to try to torture me. In short, I have like a soul part or two that has collaborated with the person of question. And this soul part is not trying to uh, reintegrate because of some childhood trauma. And I guess that part doesn't like the way I'm living my life. And so I try to go about my day. I'm trying to rebuild my life. And that part kind of hurts. I've had to move back in with my parents, but the Lord has made things easier for me. I got to give him praise for this at my job and the contract work. I mean, he has really made things wonderful with that to try to help me rebuild. But part of my challenge is finding compassion for that person who just threw me under the bus. And sometimes that person will try to communicate and say, I love you. Can you help me? So sometimes I pray for him and I pray for his wife, if that is, well, whoever that is to her. And then other times I just want to kick him in the ass. I'm just gonna be honest, because I'm like, this has been long, guys. I have not had a romantic relationship. I have not been able to do a lot of things. It's like I am just it's more of like a psychological tormented place, and that you have to remind yourself that Jesus is in control. And so I have to sometimes second guess what I'm hearing and sensing in the spirit, because at times, to stop me from engaging, they put devices to give bad thoughts, like if I start engaging. So in short, I just need to rebuild my life. I want romance again, and I want to come off of this weight that I picked up from just eating and stuff. So I just need help.
Okay.
And really, I need help just being like an even temperament, because sometimes I pray for them diligently and other times I want to choke them out.
Yeah.
And my spirit man is so nice. It's like I can tell when she's around because I feel such love for them. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a tormented state. That's all.
Okay.
Oh, and one last thing. I keep sensing that some guy from the past want to come in, and I'm praying that it's not the guy with all the hocus pocus, but somebody that's nice. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, let's engage over fair. And hi, Pearl.
Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry I'm late. On my way to church this morning, we got a phone call from my auntie neighbor. Her husband passed away. So I've been over there with the police, the coroners, the everything. Long story short, my apology. I only just got back home.
Wow, that's okay. So what we're doing right now is we are engaging over one another for our needs. And Fair just shared a lot about some struggles she's having in with all the witchcraft attacks. I think you know about that. And
it was mentioned.
yeah, and so we need to be engaging over her soul, and especially just for her rebuilding her life and being able to have forgiveness for the person who's been kind of in charge of all this. So, okay, let's engage. Okay. If there's anything that you have that you'd like to share for fair, let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, me.
Okay,
Okay.
Glee.
Hi there. So I haven't I've seen mostly a lot of good things, which is good. First I saw you like in this, you're like having you're how do I call this? Like you're alone but with a lot of peace, which I do get this will really happen. I think this is really what you're the state that you really want, like just peace, like nothing, you're not thinking about anything, just a sense of peace. And I heard about I know this is really basic to hear, but it's like I it's like come to the throne of grace and mercy. I'm seeing okay, this is also my personal experience, but I'm also hearing it for you because I see this throne of grace and mercy even right now, like will really shine light upon this witchcraft attacks. I know it's very, very basic, but hear me out. Because I've been also through a lot of witchcraft attacks in the past few years, all this bloodline, and of course. And there's this one thing that God really walked me through that whenever I really understand that or dive deep into that or embody it, I get healed or like this witchcraft attacks like dissolve. It's like being under grace. I don't know if that makes sense because sometimes when we have this separation in every nooks and crannies within us from God, it's like giving us this it's like how do I say this? It's very basic, but I know for me this is what worked before. Like being under law and under grace is something like that. So it's like being under grace gives us like the um this covering that no matter what we're nothing can penetrate because we're under grace. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I will message you a little bit later. But being under the law is like attracting a lot of this consciousness of like being attacked, of like being um and like it's and also I'm hearing earlier this song forgiveness and you mentioned about forgiveness and I'm like this is really a hard thing because when someone keeps tormenting you, it's hard to forgive, right? And I do get a lifestyle of forgiveness is really also a very big key to peace. It's really hard, but I'm just seeing that the light of Christ will just like what you said, it's the light of Christ that keeps us. Um, and that includes like really seeing people in a light no matter how dark it is. It's very hard, but I'm seeing that you are like coming to that place and you're just full of peace and I'm like wow. And then you're just having tea and like yeah, all these things are just I do believe this because I see you're also fishing. There's a lot of fishes and like you're a fisher of men, which may be opposite to what you feel or something and like what you are going through is also like not a ministry but like what you're going to help people out from the hopelessness and from the things that they're going through that's like so hopeless at times and you're going to be like a light of that, so like a light bearer is what I'm seeing. So yeah,
Thank you.
that's what I'm seeing.
It's good. Okay, Hazel.
Yeah, while engaging, I saw actually it's not really long, just brief but impactful. Um, like what the Lord did to the Israelites, that there's like a pillar of day, a pillar of fire by day and night. That's what I saw. It's like the Lord has drawn the line for you between that person and you, that um his light will always cover you, or the fire and the protection of the Lord will always be with you. And yeah, of course, we are be mindful of, there are things that going on, but at the same time, as we put our trust to the Lord, uh, like, yeah, as if like, you're not conscious about it anymore, or you're not being haunted by it, but you just, like, if it's, sometimes if the situation goes like for a long time, and then you're tired of it, and then eventually you'll say like, oh Lord, just deal with it, I'm so done with it, or I'm tired dealing with this, so take over. So yeah, it will come a time that the Lord actually the Lord draws a line about it, and um they'll see the hands of the Lord in your situation, or whatever they're doing that it's not working. They will see for themselves that the Lord is on your side, or the Lord's hands always uh on you, on that situation. So that's it. Oh, sorry, where is it?
Thank you. Okay. Pearl or Myrna, anything you want to add? I think Pearl's trying.
Mostly, I didn't hear what was said, but I saw, like, like a Marvel character, and in the Marvel character, they can just throw like a shield or wing around themselves. I just see the Lord kind of like protecting you because you're under that wing, the wing of the Lord. But also, it is as though these arrows keep coming at you. Like I said, I'm not really sure of your situation, but I can see arrows coming towards you, but they're hitting the wing, and the wing is made of metal, and the arrows are bouncing off, but going to where they came from, but they go as a cluster bomb to where they came from. So it's like saying to the Lord, Lord, you see where these are coming from. It's like destroy the source. Yeah, it's about asking the Lord, Lord, thank you for protecting me, but also see the arrows coming against you, going back to the source and destroying the source. But also not just the source, the spirit where it's coming from, but destroying the altars. Yeah, there's an altar there that needs to be destroyed as well. So it's asking the Lord to help with his angels, to send his angels to destroy the altars.
Thank you, Pearl. All right, Myrna, do you have anything?
I got actually similar to Pearl with witchcraft. It's just blocking her destiny, blocking that she won't have the right man, that it will be avoided somehow. It's been put onto her. That's what I got. So I said to the Lord, what do you want us to release? The fire, the roar of the line of Judah, and that. And then the Lord put it on my heart to actually cover her with the blood of Jesus, that blood of Jesus speak for her. That's what I actually received from the Lord. So I did. I asked for the Lord for the blood of Jesus to speak for her and whatever it's happening around her. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to be pretty brief because it's already 11:01, which means we're done, but I'm going to be really brief. I saw that the soul part that is connected to the dude, it's because of a mother wound. And so you need to focus on asking the Lord what this mother wound is and how to heal it. So really go about the inner healing of the mother wound. And there's more I'll share with you later, probably about that part and everything. But yeah, it was clear that that's the way to go about healing. So that's cool. All right. Well, you guys, I would love to keep going, but I shouldn't. This is our last class. So I hope in 2 weeks I will see you all back. Please let me know. Oh, by the way, just to deal with very easy details. Generally, when people enroll in a class, you pay up front to enroll. Just so you guys know, it's going to, if you continue on, it'll just be kind of the same monthly payments, so you don't have to worry about doubling up or anything like that. Just know that it'll be easy still. Okay. So anyway, we'll start in 2 weeks. So September 1st, we will start Ministry 201 at the same time. Okay. So this same time, 201 in 2 weeks. So please send me a message either on our group or wherever saying I'm in for 201. Like, make sure and tell me if you're going to do it. Okay. So because I will.
Could you put the dates, please?
Like the entire dates, or
Is it for 10 weeks or 8 weeks? Sorry.
It will end right before Christmas. So I can't remember the exact date. Hold on a second, but it's longer than 10 weeks. So
okay, that's okay. If you put it in the chat for us, I know you.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, and also I'll be in America, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, but it's my priority and I'm gonna try.
Okay, well, that's all that matters. You can always catch up with a video if you have to. But yeah, that would be awesome. All right, I love you guys. I will talk to you soon.
Love you too. Bye.
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 Bye.